Leasing bosses have reiterated calls for greater support for used buyers of electric vehicles, EVs. The Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders, SMMT, estimates that manufacturers have spent $6.5 billion in the last 18 months on discounts for BEVs as they fight to meet their ZEV mandate targets. With demand not matching supply. There's only a little supply. There's 26,000 on autotrader, used ones, and 400 and something thousand ICE cars. This is probably one of the biggest challenges we have as an industry, said Leslie Slater, Chief Commercial Officer at Athion. The new market now looks after itself. They're giving a load of EVs away. But the whole industry needs to focus on that used market. How do we get the average used buyer to be interested in those vehicles rather than a traditional ICE, internal combustion engine vehicle? Well, you make them so cheap, and then that adds to depreciation, and you're in even more trouble. Slater was appearing on stage during a leasing panel debate on day one at Fleet and Mobility Live, where the issue of declining residual values for used EVs has been a massive issue for the sector. No, they're going up, mate. All the stories say they're going up. Don Johnson, he was on Jonathan Ross. He said used EVs were going up. Fleet News has previously reported that free-falling used EV values are costing the leasing sector millions of pounds, with several companies reporting losses in their financial results. But they're 7,000% up. Lex Autolease, for example, part of the Lloyds Banking Group, reported a 10.6 million loss in its annual accounts, just 3 years after pre-tax profits hit more than £500 million. The vehicle leasing giant blamed the decrease in reported profit on a combination of factors, including lower profits on the disposal of vehicles and an increased borrowing costs from interest rate rises. Well, actually, ICE vehicles had gone up, otherwise they would have lost even more when they got rid of their EVs. So ICE vehicles mitigate some of the losses. Residual values are about supply and demand, explained Steve Jones. Oh, thank you, Steve. Customer Services Director at Ivans, who was appearing alongside Slater. There's too much supply and there's not enough demand from used buyers. No. Used battery electric vehicle values had fallen by 2/3, 67% since September 2022. And if the market appears occasionally to stabilise, prices soon slip again as supply increases month on month. To mitigate the problem, the British Vehicle Rental and Leasing Association, BVRLA, has reported leasing companies have changed their forecast for new leases, which has pushed up rental costs for customers. Who could have seen that coming? However, some companies still have large volumes of BEVs to defleet over the next couple of years that will not achieve their original residual value predictions. Greg McDowell, Managing Director at Marshall Leasing, told delegates how support for used EV market is lacking when compared to incentives for the new car market, such as low benefit in kind tax rates and the electric car grant scheme. Well, I don't know how to tell them this, but when they decrease the price of new ones, the used ones don't stay the same. They go down too. So the support that the new cars are receiving, the grants that the new car are receiving, reduce the used ones, making them better value because they've depreciated more. So they shouldn't need any support. And if they're selling really well, then in theory, they shouldn't drop as much. But that's not the truth. It's just not the truth. We've seen a 30% increase in new BEV, battery electric vehicle registrations this year. So there's clearly a demand at a price in that new space, he said. It's how do we get the demand in the used side of the market to sustain the front end? I'm lost here. What do you want? Do you want grants or not? Because if you get grants, then it won't sustain. McDowell, however, did report a level of stability on disposals. You're seeing good sale days, so turnover of stock is healthy, he added. If you take a used electric vehicle into stock, you have to prep it, get it advertised, and sell it as quick as possible, because if you've got 2 price decreases in it, if you take it in at the end of the month and they go down, then virtually your profit's wiped out. If you still have it in stock at the end of the next month and they go down again, you're going to lose. So EVs are also taking priority over ICE vehicles in preparation, in going through the workshop, in being advertised. And you'll see on the internet, lots of them are advertised with fire blankets over, because they get them advertised on the internet as fast as they possibly, before they've even managed to take photographs to get them on the internet, because they've got to go, they've got to be down the road, you've got to turn them over. That's why they're selling quickly, because there's more effort going into it, and they're selling them, as I've shown you before, thousands of pounds less than book to get rid of them quickly. They're buying customers. They're not selling them quickly. They're buying customers who wouldn't normally have bought an EV, but have made a financial decision, not an emotional decision. They've bought something they don't want because it's cheap. The decline is less than it was this time last year, and materially less than it was in 2023. So yes, there's more pain to come. Well, if it's less, and the ZEV mandate and other aspects will exacerbate that. Oh, but the ZEV... No, I'm sorry. Colin at the Climate Intelligence Unit says that the ZEV mandate's the best thing since sliced bread, because it's forcing the price of used vehicles down and making them more affordable to, I don't know, making them more affordable. Colin's an expert. Colin's been in the motor trade 50 years and knows it like the back of it. Oh no, sorry, that's May. Colin was something to do with cycling, and now he's an expert on the motor trade. Honestly, don't believe any of these headlines from these people. They haven't got a clue what's going on. Not a clue. Another shining light in the motor trade. The Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders, SMMT, estimates that manufacturers have spent 6.5 billion in the last 18 months on discounts for BEVs as they fight to meet their ZEV mandate targets. Protect or win. Buy, not win, buy market share. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.